everybody,
Hello.
and welcome. We're here. We're excited. Welcome to Love the Real Hills. My name is Chris, and this is my wife,
Renee Hill.
And we love you, we love God, we love each other, and we love talking real. Welcome to your daily dose of the realness, as we're going to deal with real issues from real people with real questions in real life, and we're going to tell it like a TI is. I'm excited to be here. You ready, girl?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready for this one. This has been such fun. Season 1 was crazy, but this season seems to be flowing a little better. Still exciting, but not, I think we're kind of learning how to do this.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, just take a moment to get down in the chat. Say hi, say hello, let us know you're there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Ring the little bell down there, and we're so glad you're joining us. But let's jump in.
Okay.
Let's jump into our red flag segment. Are you ready?
Yeah, this segment we get to talk about red flags. I'm not saying that in a relationship these are deal breakers, but they're just things that, just something to notice, something to see, something to mark, just a little red flag, too many red flags, and maybe you need to find another street. But we just gonna hit these red flags real quick. You wanna go first?
Sure.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I got one for you.
Okay. If I agree.
They always have to have the final say. Red flag.
Wait a minute.
What you mean, wait a minute?
Okay, I'm making sure that was in the notes.
Why it gotta be in the notes?
I felt judged.
You always gotta have the final say. So funny. Anyway.
No, I agree with you, but what do you mean?
I mean, they always have to have the final say in an argument, in a discussion, in a topic, in a talk, in a walk. Everything they do, they got to have the final say.
Fine then. Fine.
Anyways.
No, those people, just can't.
They just can't shut up.
I was wrong.
Shut up. They can't shut up.
Sorry. But if you hadn't But
the reason.
What had happened was.
Well. Yes. Red flag.
Red flag. Yep. Not saying it's a deal breaker.
But it is a red flag.
But it is something you should observe on your journey of love.
Okay,
I got one. Let me get mine.
Let's see.
Red flag. This is number 2 for today, this week. Well, here it is. If they never post you on social media.
Ooh, that's a red flag.
Like never. Like
their whole social media page is everything but you.
Their dog, their cat, what they had for dinner, what they had for lunch, when they went to the toilet, what they did in the toilet, everything else but you. But you. And I mean, I get it. You don't want to be posted right away. But after an extended period of time, and their status is still
single,
or is complicated,
or nothing.
I
don't even know what my status is.
I know.
Come to think about it.
We got to ask the people.
I wonder if I even...
You barely... Babe, when's the last time you posted?
At least 9 months ago.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You didn't change your status?
I don't know.
Do you know how?
Probably not.
I don't think... See, my wife is really... This is such a stretch for her. Because she don't even do social media like that. Thank God we have people that help that are
shout out to the Sim Joe!
That help.
Shout out to Caleb! Woo woo!
I'm telling you, because it would be a disaster up in this piece.
Oh, it sure would, because wouldn't nothing get posted.
You'd be sending out pigeons, baby.
Hopefully they get it. Okay, I have another one.
You got another? Okay,
one.
let me get my
Yes.
flag back.
Okay. Ready? You can never meet their kids for an extended period of time after being with them.
Okay, so
Yes.
you think it's a red flag?
I think it's a red flag if a person never wants me to meet their kids and we've been together for like umpteen years and I still ain't met their kids or their family members or their relatives or even their friends.
You are never invited to the cookout.
Yeah, like red flag.
Red flag. I get with that.
Yeah, because you don't know. Maybe you're
Now,
the
I don't
secret
feel like
lover.
you should be.
Maybe you're the secret lover.
Maybe.
Secret lover. Maybe they have a whole nother family that you don't know about.
That would
Maybe.
be interesting.
And that's why they're not posting you on their social media.
Wow.
And they're not inviting you to meet nobody. And nobody knows that you exist.
Uh-huh. Just keep it on the down low.
So that's why I call it a red flag.
That's a red flag. No, I agree with you. Now, just to clarify, I don't think that they should, if you're dating somebody,
Yeah, not
and you don't
immediately.
just
I mean a long
immediately
experience. It's a long period of
introduce
time.
them to uncle.
Like it's been a year and a half, and I still haven't met
you
your
think
kids.
how long is it before the red flag goes up?
I mean, the moment we say we're in a committed relationship,
Okay.
because there's the dating phase, of course, where you're just seeing. You go to coffee, you go to tea, you go to what's that place? You go to like bowling, Cheesecake Factory, and you're not an item yet. You're just kind of getting to know each other. I get it, because
Okay.
if it doesn't work out, you don't want to now have to go through all your social media
Right.
and delete everything.
Or
So I get that.
explain where Uncle John went to your kids.
To your kids. Oh yeah.
What happened to Uncle John?
Uncle John's no longer here with
And
us.
who's-
He went to go be with Jesus.
He's dead?
Yeah, that's what people will do. They'll just say they're dead. They're gone.
Are you serious?
Yes, I've heard
They
it
just
all.
kill 'em off?
I've heard it all.
He's dead.
Dead. Go. He's with Jesus.
Gosh darn. What if they see him in the mall? No wonder these kids need
People don't
therapy.
think about this stuff before they talk. Anyways, so yes,
Okay.
that is definitely a red flag.
Wow. Okay, so we already said if they don't, you never see yourself on their social media ever after an extended period of time. And after being together for some time, if they do not introduce you to their children or their,
Anybody.
extended family or friends,
No,
you just a secret lover.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we are.
that's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
So
Okay, I can get with that. I can agree with that. Okay. This one. If they don't maintain eye contact with you anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
If they can't look you dead in your eye, there's usually, I'm not saying it's a deal breaker. They may be extremely shy.
I mean, I don't get it. Why is that a
Because they
Red
have,
flag.
because the eyes are the windows of the soul.
really? What did they say?
That your eyes are saying you want me.
Of course they are.
It's not supposed to be that funny.
Red flag. Oh man, have you ever been in a conversation with somebody like that?
That won't look at you?
They're just yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. Like you're asking them questions and
No.
you don't believe a word they saying because
Right.
they won't even
They're
look
just
you in the
shifty.
face.
They're shifty.
You're like,
Why are you
they
moving like
they
that?
Lying, they
Yeah,
lying.
and specifically if they were previously with you and they were dead on eye contact and they were open, and now it's like suddenly, they're trying to shut down their soul because they feel guilty. They just feel guilty. Something not right.
Something not
Something
right.
Something not right. The devil
They a
is
little shifty
the
shift.
devil is busy. The devil is busy.
He busy.
He's busy.
Okay,
You better watch out.
Okay. I have another
Get your
one.
red blood, not your red flag. Hey.
This one's funny.
Okay.
Red flag for me. Oh, this must be yours.
Oh. All right.
When
It's a red flag.
a person,
Ooh.
male or female, is rude
Rude.
to the help. Red flag.
The help.
The help.
The help.
Yep.
What you mean? You is kind.
Well,
You is
technically,
smart.
but like nowadays version, like,
What's the nowadays version?
you know, some people pay, they're single or they live alone.
Uh-huh.
They may have a girlfriend, but they live alone, or a boyfriend, but they live alone.
Yeah.
And they pay like a maid service to come in
Yeah.
and clean
Molly
the house.
maids, Mary maids.
Yeah. And they're mean to them.
And they're like, this ain't even clean.
Like just mean.
Just-
and like treating them like crap.
Y'all not done in here yet?
At work or at their job when the maintenance guy comes around
Wow.
or the cleaning janitorial service comes in.
You didn't even change out this trash can.
Yeah, just kind of mean.
Or the waitress.
Oh, yes. Or at a restaurant.
Or the waiter at the restaurant. That's massive red flag,
Red
for
flag.
me.
Red flag.
Is if you're how you treat people that can't do anything for you is an indicator of how you'll treat me once you no longer appreciate me. Okay, so you have to watch that kind of thing. Watch how they handle the maid.
That
Watch
is a red flag.
saying thank you to the postman.
Now, the reason it's not a deal breaker
Why?
is because there are some people in the world who grew up
Yeah,
a certain kind of way
yeah.
and didn't really have parents
Okay.
that taught them.
They weren't taught
like,
manners.
They were born into wealth or something, and their parents died
Okay.
at a young age.
They are Batman.
Yes, they weren't taught how to be. You know,
I am Batman.
I would say
They were raised by Alfred in a cave.
they are Batman. But you know, maybe they inherited some riches as children, and they didn't have any adults to tell them, you know, what is proper.
See,
and what's
my
improper.
experience is completely different. My experience is that some of the nicest people that I know are extremely wealthy
Yeah, but I'm just giving
and
you some
were raised
for instances,
extremely with,
just in case.
but you know, their favorite maid just about raised them.
Yeah.
And so they were trained to act a certain way and how they access people. The ones that I think have the most stank attitude are the people who are from gutter snipe families
Gutter-snipe.
who just made some money. They brand new money.
New money.
They new money.
They got that new
Because
money.
old money, even if it's not
Because
hot,
it's their norm.
it's their norm, but their norm is to say, well, thank you. Thank you, Imogene.
I'm a gene.
Yeah, you know, because they've been having them since I'm a Gene. You know
I'm
what
a
saying?
gene.
Uncle Ben,
I'm a gene.
Aunt Jemima.
Stop it.
You know, they were trained with some home breeding, some training to say please and thank you. But the new money people, and they tell on themselves because they're rude with people that they think can't help them, but they don't know. Many times, the owner of the store is on the counter, or that's the owner's kid.
Or, yeah.
That's going to take over the business. They just made him work the counter. And then one day you're going to walk in the same store and they're going to say, yeah, we need you to leave our Nordstrom's because we remember when you were rude to Mr. Nordstrom's son.
Ooh.
And the Nordstroms are nice people, and their kids work in their stores. Anyway, okay, let me do my last one. I got 57 seconds to hit it, okay? This is my last one. This should be real. It's a red flag for me. It's a red flag for me. If you're in the occult, if you worship demons,
Okay. That's a red flag for me.
if you
demons.
come in the house and there's someone just the babalao, you know, and they coming in and what do? I just need to purify your aura. No, you need
Did you
to
meet somebody like this?
No, but I've met people that have met people. No, child, you know me. The first time you throw a crystal at me, I will punch you in your face. I will punch you in your face and then cuss you out. I will cuss you out in Jesus' name.
Well, in Jesus' name, we're going to stop right here. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break for a minute for a quick commercial, but we'll be right back. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you back here in just a moment.
Here we go.
Join Dr. Chris Hill at Higher Level Denver. Inspirational, motivational, and elevational. At Higher Level, journey with us in reaching your highest potential in God.
Because when you go up, I go up too. When you get a promotion, I get a promotion too. When you go higher, we started at the bottom, now we're here where everybody's going up. I need somebody who knows I'm going up. I'm going up with my family. I'm going up with my children. I'm going up with my church. We're all going up.
Join Dr. Chris Hill at Higher Level Denver this Sunday at 10 a.m. Higher Level Denver at the Roar Center, 3035 South Parker Road, Aurora, Colorado, 80014. See all that we're doing on the web at www.higherleveldenver.org.
Welcome back, everyone. We are just back from this. Today's show of Red Flags was hilarious. Yeah. But we're going to get ready to jump right into our topic of the day. How do I heal from a bad relationship? Everybody has been here at one point or another in life.
Wow.
So this is great. This was one of the questions that came through, and I just knew you would be the perfect person to talk to them about it, babe.
Well, thank you so much. No, really, I mean, we get this question so much because both of us have gone through really challenging things in our relationships. Probably mine was public and ugly and awful, and then after going through that, we connect, and I have the best relationship of my life.
Best ever.
But you have to heal. You have to allow yourself to heal. And people have been asking us, well, what's this process of healing? Because it's a horrible thing to go through a bad relationship and then your testimony is not that then I met the love of my life. Mm-hmm. To say then my life continued to spiral in an endless cycle of bad relationships. I mean, the worst monument to make to a mess of a marriage or a mess of a relationship is to continue to have messed up relationships. It almost causes people to think, I just can't be loved. I had one of my clients was talking to me last week, and he just said, I'm tired of breaking women's hearts.
Wow.
I'm tired of women being mad at me. He's like, I'm a serial relationship killer.
Wow. But you said the key word.
Okay.
You said taking the time to heal.
This
you know, huge. I think the reason why there becomes this consistent, continual like phase of bad relationships after one after another is because, like you said, a lot of people don't take the time they need to heal from that relationship.
Right.
They don't give themselves the time, and when they do, some people's like, well, I was single for 2 years. That's not enough time. But in those 2 years, what did you do?
What did you do in the 2 years?
What did you do? Just being single for 2 years doesn't heal you from a relationship.
Say that again.
Being single for 2 years doesn't heal you from your past hurts and pains and things you've dealt with in a relationship. It doesn't. There are certain phases and stages that you need to go through and really take time to self-reflect and like build yourself up and even pick yourself apart. sometimes you're in bad relationships constantly because you're the problem.
Wow.
And you have refused to take the time to deal with the things inside of yourself that you need to make changes and adjustments for, so that when you do get with the next person, or when you do find that perfect person, you're in the right position in your heart,
to
your mind,
even receive them.
your spirit, your soul. You're in that right position because you've sat there and taken time to really evaluate yourself. I think a big thing that we in this generation don't do a lot is we don't self-evaluate. And not just self-evaluate, but self-evaluate and then take action to make changes and really work hard to make those changes become a part of who you are.
I think this is so important, and I'm glad you're talking about, because it's not just a matter of time. It's really a matter of what did you do with your time? What did you do with it? Did you take the time to actually heal, or did we just go through the cycles of grief?
Yeah.
And are we just recycling in grief cycle? All right, Kubler-Ross, all right? The 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance.
Yes.
Okay? I may have them out of order, but not that much out of order.
Yeah.
But that first stage where you denial, you're not leaving me. No, you're not. This is not over. This is not done. I'm in denial. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. No, we're going to make it. I'm not going to be like XYZ. I'm not going to be like my parents. I'm not going to be like my friend. I listen to this, just denial. He gone. He gone. She's gone. Oh my. Okay.
He done packed up. She done packed up.
I've seen in the
They
churches.
done remarried.
Church is the worst place because people will be holding on faith. I'm not confessing that. I'm not saying that. I'm going to manifest. This is the modern language that drives me crazy, is I'm going to manifest him back in my life. No, baby. No. He been gone. I remember I grew up in a church, and there was an old church mother, and she was married to Henry or somebody. And Henry gone. Henry been gone. Henry is remarried. Henry has kids in another state. Henry is happy with his new woman, and she's still at the altar and crying and snotting. And instead of the pastor being strong enough to say, covenant is breached, covenant is broken, move on with your life. She died waiting for Henry to come back.
So sad.
And this is what we call holiness. This is what we call sanctification. This is what we call faith. This is what we call manifesting. No, you're just in denial. And if you get through the denial, then and work your way through that stages of grief where you're bargaining, and bargaining is, I love the bargaining stage in relationship grief.
Oh,
Because they're like, well, maybe if.
What if I do this? Will you come back? Well, what if I do this? Will you stay? Well, what if I do this? Will you love me?
Will you love me if I get a BBL?
Will you love me if I change who I am completely?
If I change my whole personality? Will you love me if I get the lip implants? We saw these white ladies at the mall. You ever seen the white ladies at the mall with the lips? I swear them soup coolers was bigger than mine. Okay? And I'm like, you weren't born with that. Okay? Somebody told them it was cute.
I don't know. Who tells these women that's cute?
I don't know. Can somebody tell us? Write in the comments.
Come on, in the comments. Put it in the comments.
You know.
Who do women think this is cute, or are men telling women that this is what they want and this is attractive?
No man has ever said to a woman, "You would be great if your lips were fatter." In the history of
History.
mandom, no man has ever said, you'd be awesome, but if you just put some fat in your lips.
I don't understand.
Or the BBL, Chris.
I mean, as a woman, I don't look in the mirror and say, I need to put Botox in my lips so men will like me more.
No, 'cause
or
it's-
to be more attractive.
It's not about the men, it's about the women.
What women? Themselves?
Women,
Or other women?
women will mess women up.
Wow. I mean, it's
Your,
so
your
not cute.
women friends,
They be walking around, it's just like,
I know, looking like Boquisha.
hey.
Hey, girl, hey, hey, girl, hey.
They look just like this the whole time.
And they think that men just think that's wonderful, but no one's ever asked a man.
I think we should go in the mall and
Yeah.
like ask men. We should like video us, and we should go up to men and be like, so
Okay,
what do you
I'm down to do it.
what do you think about the lips? Men, if you're watching this show,
Yes, men, we need to hear from you.
put it in the chat. What do y'all think about the Botox or the cheeks?
The cheeks.
The cheeks. I mean, the
Those. Wait
the
a
Botox
Wait a minute.
cheekbones.
Wait a minute. Those cheeks aren't real.
No, those are Botox.
I thought they had some Asian in their family.
Oh no.
I just thought suddenly
No.
everybody had a little Asian.
No.
No,
No.
that's fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about the butts?
Well, we already know those are fake.
Those are fake as well. No, I
I
was
mean, I have been
Child.
an athlete, a dancer,
child
a healthy, fit nut all of my life.
all of your life.
Okay? And let me tell you something. I done had personal trainers, team elite physique, where they do competitions. And I don't care what you do.
Right.
There is no way you're gonna be a size 2 arm, a size 2 waist, and a size 2 leg, and have a size 17 butt
Come on.
naturally. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen.
It could happen. It could happen.
No, it don't.
It
no.
could happen.
No, it can't.
It could happen.
No, in the process of losing the weight everywhere else, you're gonna lose weight in your butt.
Oh my God.
Like, it's impossible. Now, you can have a nice butt, but like a 2 to a 17, no, that's impossible.
I mean, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. But we've lost our minds, people. We're
getting
way
outrageous.
over in the crazy land, and even men are now saying it's a little embarrassing. It's starting to come off kind of cheap, you know.
Well, I heard like getting a BBL
Yeah.
is like the new women's way of showing they got money. Like, you know how back in the day it would be like, oh, she got a Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Okay, she's doing good. Or she got some Benz, she's doing good. Now, that don't matter. If you don't got a BBL, you ain't made it.
So it's the
That's
new.
what I heard.
It's the new red bottom.
Yeah, so like, you know,
Get
you
it,
got
red
red
bottoms.
bottoms, you got a
They-
Gucci bag or a Louis or something.
It's red bottom.
Yes.
Red bottom.
Yes.
No, no.
No.
Anyone? Well, the problem is these BBLs are killing y'all. Okay, is that we got sepsis and we got people getting sick and I understand. But my whole point is that there's very little dialogue with men as to what men like. But
my
very
question
often
is, are
it
they-
comes in as bargaining.
Ah.
It's bargaining.
Well, I'm gonna go get this BBL, then he'll like me.
If I've got 44 X's,
X.
did I make that up?
44X. I'm pretty sure there's something out there.
44 double X's, and I've got a 2-inch waist, then he's gonna love me. And the reality is, while it may attract a certain segment of people, you've just made yourself a cartoon. You've made yourself a caricature and not a character. And there's even that is a setup for something, for being fetishized instead of loved. and for someone to see you as a fetish and not see you as a person.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge.
But we tangent. We tangent.
You said we
tangent. Now, for the people out there who want to know how they are going to heal.
Okay, so
after a bad relationship.
After a bad relationship, number one, okay, I'll give it to you. Here they come. Number one, you have to recognize that I have come through a bad relationship. Now, I know that sounds...
You have to have acceptance.
That sounds so super simplistic, but I have done this dance with people in counseling so many times where they think it was the devil. Or somebody hexed our relationship.
Wow.
Or someone hired a witch doctor from Nigeria who killed a goat, and as a result, I had a bad relationship. And while all of that is quite possible, all right, now, we know what we deal with in the world, that's not likely. What's likely is that you met somebody dysfunctional and that you were dysfunctional and that your dysfunctions clashed. That level of acceptance of, I had a bad day.
Well, I feel like a lot of people are like, yeah, I was in a toxic relationship. I think people kind of...
You think we progressed a little better?
I think people are getting better.
I listen to people...
I hear a lot of women say, yeah, that relationship was so toxic. I was in a toxic relationship.
Was it a toxic relationship or was it a toxic man?
No, it was both. They were both toxic.
They're acknowledging now
that it was toxic, and they were toxic to each other.
Right.
You know, I don't know about men, but I've heard that a lot from women.
No, men blame the woman completely.
Of course.
They completely. That woman, that B, that H. We blame the woman completely. There is no man walking around saying, yes, I was in a toxic place as well. No, they're thinking if she had been a better woman, I wouldn't have had to call her what she was.
Sounds like a male.
That's how we operate.
Sounds like a male.
And so a lot of it is, I love it though, is a lot of it is getting to that acceptance of when I get to the guy and say, well, dude, did you cheat on her? Yeah, I guess I did. How many times did you cheat on her? Well, a lot of times.
I don't remember.
Well, when did you start cheating on her? Immediately. You know, and so, but she cheated on me. Wait a minute. When did she cheat on you? You cheated on her 100,000 times before, but you want her to forgive you. But there's no way in the world you can forgive her for the same infraction that you committed a zillion times more. See, this is what men are interesting, because men are double standards on two legs.
Yeah. Big time double.
We are walking double standards. The first step you're going to have to do is have acceptance, to accept that I was in a bad relationship. Our relationship, our interaction, our communication was toxic and troublesome and problemsome, and there was nothing we could do to fix it. Maybe we didn't have the tools to fix it. Maybe we didn't have the knowledge to fix it. Maybe we didn't have the background to fix it. But if I don't acknowledge that I was a party to it, that I was a part of it as well, you're just gonna repeat the same cycle.
Which is why I think the second thing that people need to do to heal from a relationship is to really take time to have some honest prayer. They need to pray.
Okay, explain.
Really, the only way to heal truly, fully, is to ask the Lord to come in and help you see you.
Help me.
Help me see me.
So an honest prayer here is, Lord, can you help me see me?
Yes. Yes.
An honest prayer.
Help me see where I'm struggling. Help me see what I need to change. Help me do what I need to do to be a better person. I think a lot of times, as going back what I was saying earlier, is that is a part of that self-reflection,
right?
That self-edifying, that self-editing. You have to take that time when you're praying with God,
wow,
and ask him to reveal those things, because sometimes you're in so much denial, like you said.
Right.
You're in so much denial that you don't even see it.
And our friends can be absolutely useless.
Sometimes, yes. If you have the wrong friends, sometimes when you have the wrong friends, and should be your indicator that they're not really your friend, is when you know you toxic. You telling them the story of how you cussed him out and threw his clothes over the balcony,
slashed his tires,
threw a match on him. And your friends say, that's right, girl. That's right.
And I burn his Jordans.
At that moment, you should know that's not your friend. Because a real friend would have said, you did not throw his personal property and burn it. Girl, you can go to jail for that. We need to clean this up. You need to tell him you're sorry. You gonna give him money to go buy all them clothes again.
I ain't giving him no money. He ain't getting no money from me.
A real friend would be like,
he
girl,
wasted
you took
my
it too
time.
far. No. I don't have those kind of friends.
And you don't. Your friends are awesome. I like your friends.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, so when you're in a situation, and we're gonna go to the next segment. We have that's just the first two. We still have 5 more to do. We'll do it in the second section. But I want to really hit that good. See, sometimes we know our family members. Our family members love us. So they're gonna say, that's right. That's right. So I hit him with the iron. I hit him in the head with an iron. True story. Okay? True story. I hit him in the head with an iron, and then you should be in jail. That's assault. But I was hurt, so that justified my actions. No, you're toxic, you're problematic, and
you need to pray.
You need to pray. Sometimes the only person that's going to tell you the truth is Jesus.
And the only person you'll accept it from.
And the only person you'll accept it from is Jesus, because you're so toxic that nobody tell you the truth. No way. So we'll start the process with good old honest prayer, going into the presence of God and saying, Lord, show me me. Lord, help me fix me. Lord, help me work on me so I can be somebody that somebody else wants.
Well, with that being said, we're going to take a quick break right here. We'll be right back with more on Love the Real Hills. We'll see you in a second.
Higher Level Denver is here. Join us as we go to the higher level. Higher Level Denver with Dr. Chris Hill.
But I'm about to get real free. Free in my mind, free in my body, free in my past, free in my future. I need a free person to give God a free praise right here.
We are friends of God, friends of man, and friends of humanity. Transform your life. Find your voice. Get ready to roar. Join Dr. Chris Hill at Higher Level Denver this Sunday at 10 a.m. Higher Level Denver at the Roar Center, 3035 South Parker Road, Aurora, Colorado, 80014. See all that we're doing on the web at www.higherleveldenver.org.
And we're back.
Oh my gosh, this is so good, y'all. We're answering the question right now. How do I heal from a bad relationship?
Awful.
And so we went over the first two, accepting that it was bad.
Yes.
And then taking time to pray honestly and ask God to change you, work on you, show you what it is that you need to change so you can be desirable, so you can be someone that others actually want to have and be with. So what's next? What's next?
Okay, so let me give you the next one is, and this is I know this is going to be controversial, but you might need deliverance.
Ooh, deliverance. What's deliverance?
Deliverance is old school. Go to the altar and let somebody pray over you to break generational curses, to break generational tendencies that are demonic attacks on your existence. There are a lot of people that we encounter that their mama was violent, their daddy's violent, their siblings are violent, and they consequently are violent. And they think that, and even though sometimes they're not even raised in the same house, they're not even raised in the same environment, it's just something that there is a rage and a violence that is moving through that family, particularly within the context of marriage. And very often the only way to get out of this thing, one of the ways to get out of it, I'm going to give you several of them, but there is a spiritual component. There is a spiritual component that needs to be broken at an altar. That's why you want to go to a real church. That's my organ.
Dun, dun.
You want to go to a real church with real people that can really pray. Because very often people are struggling with things that are spiritual, and we're trying to counsel out things that we should cast out. Because you can't counsel what you're supposed to cast out. So I'd rather start off with casting and then move to counseling. And that's number 2.
Okay.
Because I know I got to move, right?
All right.
You got me moving.
What's the next one?
The next one is that counseling is getting some therapy.
Ooh, therapy. That's the magical word.
Getting some therapy with a licensed professional counselor. Okay? Keyword is licensed professional counselor. My life is riddled with horror stories. Part of what comes from being a pastor and for pastoring so long is I have everybody's horror story in my head. And I have had so many people that they went to counseling, but they went to counseling with somebody that was not educated. They went to somebody whose counseling class was a 3-week class in the basement of a church. And you went in there with real issues and you walked out of there with 3 scriptures. And they tried to use their pneumatic counseling, this is spiritual counseling, to deal with real life issues. And when all they should have done was deliverance, and then delivered you to a licensed professional counselor. And you have to ask the question. You have to ask the question, because there's a lot of people that will put counselor out there, but when you ask them, they haven't read Freud, they haven't read Jung, they don't know anything about the new styles or thoughts or behavioral studying or cognitive CBT. They don't know anything about anything. They're just going to take 3 scriptures and call me in the morning, and then you wonder why it never gets better. If you're going to heal, you're going to go through therapy. I recommend that you add therapy as a part of the process.
Yeah.
Both of us have gone through counseling. Yeah. Both of us have gone through therapy. What did therapy do for you?
Well, therapy actually enabled me to kind of pull everything out.
Right.
Lay it out on the table and pick out the things that needed to be fixed and leave the things that were good. And then it allows you to come back in and fill in the gaps.
Come on.
It helps you to process. Sometimes you can't even process because when you're in it, it's hard to process properly.
Right.
But when you're telling someone else and you're walking through it again with someone else who is totally outside of the picture, they can give you other perspectives. They can give you other ways of even thinking about things, and which in turn will kind of help shape you into thinking like, well, maybe I didn't handle that the best. Maybe I could have handled this way instead of that way, or another way. And so it helps you to really evaluate yourself, but also it teaches you, gives you wonderful tools of coping.
Wow.
It teaches you immense skills on how to really categorize things, break it down, and then find out what the actual root cause of your reaction is, or your feeling, or whatever it is you're dealing with.
Come on.
So therapy is awesome. I think it's great. And I think it's even better to do it individually.
Yes.
And not as a couple.
Oh, no.
No, I
well,
think
especially
it's better
if you're coming
to do it
after a bad relationship.
after a bad breakup. You don't
After
want
a
to
bad
get with
breakup.
someone else. And I'm saying this
Yeah.
because a lot of people think, oh, we get in this relationship and it's bad, let's go to therapy. Well, if you've had like 17 bad relationships,
It's probably you.
it's probably you. So maybe you should go to therapy and make sure you're good
Right.
before you pull someone else into your world, not knowing if you're good.
Right. You're attracting what you are or what you think you deserve, whether you know it or not. And I think it's really therapy. I love that analogy. I'm going to take your analogy and do it my way. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. It's like when you go on a trip and you had your luggage. You had your luggage. You got one of your big bags. And you come back home after the trip and you go through the luggage. What do? You go through the luggage, and now you are going to have, my wife is going to have a dirty clothes bag.
Yes.
For while she's on the trip. Okay? If I'm lucky, I put the dirty clothes on the other side.
Okay.
Or but that's a miracle. Okay? That's a miracle. When I come home, I just have to wash everything. Okay? But you will actually have the stuff that's clean, the stuff that's dirty, and I love that because that's what I was seeing in the realms of the spirit as you were talking about it, is that what therapy allows you to do is to pull everything out the bag and lay it out there, and you can see what is clean and what needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
What needs to be readjusted. Because the goal is for you to take another trip.
Yeah. You want to be able to repack, but you can't repack dirty stuff.
Come on now.
You got to keep the clean stuff, and then you got to go get new clean items to replace those dirty items. You got to get new stuff, put it in there.
Or you got to wash everything.
Or wash it.
What?
And
See,
reuse.
your therapy session, how long did you go?
I probably did therapy personally for about 6 years.
6 years. See, I went, I needed help bad. You know what I'm saying? So I went for a short period, but I was going 3 sessions a day. 3 sessions a day, every single day. 3 sessions a day, every single day. Because of the nature of what I do, I gotta heal. You gotta heal. If God has called you to do things with people and talk to people, you cannot preach toxic. You cannot minister toxic. You can't sing toxic. You know, I see so many people who are in ministry and they need therapy. They need therapy and drugs and hypnosis. No, they don't need hypnosis. They need, you are a disaster on wheels, and because you're anointed, we let you continue because we just love the anointing on your life, but you're gonna crash the whole thing. I wanna recommend therapy, particularly if you're in a ministry position. or you're dealing with people, or you've come through a bad relationship. And now there are so many jobs that actually will pay for it because they've discovered that when they have mentally sound employees, production increases. And but I love that. I mean,
in therapy, you said,
yeah,
you know, people who work with people, or
Yeah.
you know, and it really does. I recommend it even more so if you have children.
Ooh,
Because that's what triggered me to get therapy, is because now I had this little kid that I'm responsible for.
right,
And I wanted to make sure that I was the best version of me so that I could be the best version of a parent to this child.
wow,
Because regardless of what was happening in the relationship,
right,
this child, it's not their fault. The child didn't need to feel the repercussions of my upsetness,
Right.
or my attitude, or
Right.
my anger, or my pain, or even see it. And so
Did you say or even see it?
or even see it.
Jesus.
Therapy gave me an outlet
Yeah.
to be able to have those emotions, experience and walk through the pain, filter through the anger. And so that whenever I would be at home or at work with
Yeah.
coworkers, and I worked with people a lot,
Right.
and at home with my child, they wouldn't feel that tension,
that
I was
anger.
actually dealing with.
That
and
pain.
it wouldn't affect me in every area of my life.
Come on.
So that even though this one area wasn't going so good, it didn't mean that it had to bleed over into every other area of my life.
Right.
Now, I've been around people. I know people personally
Right.
who did not get therapy for themselves. And you sit there and you watch them bleed over and bleed on everyone around them at work. Now all of a sudden they're in a bad relationship and they broke up.
Yeah.
And now they're losing their job. And next,
Because they
now-
want to come. You want to come to work and cry
yeah,
at your
and talk
job
about it with
and
people
talk
at
about it with
work
people who
and-
don't care.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, they're calling because, oh, they're having problems with their kid. And I'm like, what'd your kid do? Your
Right.
kid's always been so good. Well, they got an attitude with me and told me I was mean. Well, maybe you are mean. Maybe you have been being mean. You know, it's
Right.
like those little things you don't realize.
Wow.
Not that you do it on purpose, but you don't realize that your emotions affect you in every way. You know, they affect you.
Yeah.
And they affect those around you if you don't properly deal with them.
Right. Well, and I hear people in the comments, you know, well, what if I don't have therapy money?
You can get therapy on YouTube for free.
Wow.
In fact, I went to the library, or not the library, the Barnes and Nobles.
Uh-huh.
My daughter just had a birthday, and her favorite place is Barnes and Nobles. So we went to Barnes and Nobles, and she's looking for all these cool books. And, you know, I don't really have time to read novels. The only thing I have time to read is when it comes to education for some job that I'm doing.
Yeah, you have time for manuals.
Yes. So I'm in there in the manual section, and I see this manual.
Manual.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, I want to get this book because I'm thinking, oh, I can use this to help in my trainings. To
Right.
help my team and people I'm training and teaching.
Right.
And it's like, you know, 9 minutes a day of positive thinking and how to, you know, train your team to think positively, you know, and
Right.
I'm looking at these manuals and stuff and I'm like, it costs $5.
$5.
$5
Right.
to change your negative thinking into positive thinking. That's therapy.
Come on.
I opened it, and what made me buy it is because I'm like, oh yeah, you know, these books, they always say that, but then you open it and it's nothing. But I opened it, and the first chapter was like a whole page of just positive words.
Yes.
Like all over the page, not like written sentences, positive words. And then on the other page it said, just begin to speak these words
Come on.
over and over and over.
Come on.
Until you believe it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, if you don't have money to go see a therapist,
Right.
don't let that be your excuse. You know, there are so many other ways for you to get some healing. There are self-help books.
Self-help
books.
books.
There are
Support
getting
groups.
There's groups. There's YouTube. You can go on YouTube right now today and say, hey, type in therapy after a bad breakup. You're going to get hundreds.
Yes.
And you just click and watch. It's just you have to be willing to take the steps necessary and not make excuses for why you're not going to fix you.
I got to fix me.
Yeah.
I got to fix me. I have to fix me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to live my life alone
Yeah.
and
Or in toxic fights all the time.
I had to decide, and for me therapy was I could lay out my thought process and say, Doc, am I crazy? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
And, they never, they're too professional to say you're crazy, but they'll say, yes, there could be some problem areas there.
There could be some adjustments.
There could be some adjustments there, All right, I got to hurry. Therapy.
That's a big one.
That's a huge one. Courage to try and trust and risk your heart again.
That's a big one too.
I need you to have courage.
Yeah.
I need you to have courage to put yourself out there again after they ran you over with the bus. They didn't just throw you under the bus. They ran you over, backed up and ran over and ran over and backed up and ran over again. And now you're like, I will never fall in love again.
I never want a relationship.
I will never do that again. But first off, once we work on ourselves and we start to grow, then we begin to attract different types of people.
That's right.
Because you'll begin to repel people that
have
toxicity because you just won't feed into it.
Yeah.
Even if they're love bombing you, even if they're coming at you with, oh, you're the best, you're wonderful, you're fine. You're like, I've heard all that before.
Heard it all
I've
before.
heard that song before. You can tell the difference and you'll start to pull people into your life with your health. You're healthy. And the second they go into toxicity is the second that I start to say, it looks like you have an attitude.
Yeah.
Why'd you come over? Why did you come here? Well, I have a migraine. That sounds like you should have stayed home. You think I'm gonna sit here and live with you? We dating.
Right. We ain't even an item.
We ain't an item. We're not. There ain't no ring on your finger. Take you and your headache and get the hell out.
And not to say that, a person is just unwilling to deal with you, because let me clarify that for everybody.
No, clarify.
Yes, a person should be able to deal with you if you have a migraine, but it's not about that. It's about how you handle you having a migraine. So if you came over to this guy's house and y'all are just dating with a migraine, you just come in the door and you're like, hey, hi, I'm so glad to see you. I know you wanted to spend time. I just want you to know up front, I have a really bad migraine. His response might have been, oh, I got some Excedrin in the bathroom. You want one? Let me get you an Excedrin. You see what I'm saying? Versus you come in, hey, and he's like, why you got an attitude?
What happened?
What did I do?
Did I?
And I see this happen a lot.
Yeah.
I see this happen a lot. I hear girls talk about it and they will tell me, and I'm like, you were wrong.
You were wrong.
You could have just said, why not just say, I'm not feeling good. That guy would have had a totally different response.
Oh, let's do the invert.
Or even for a guy.
For a man, you had a bad day at work.
Yeah.
You almost got fired. They wrote you up. And now you coming in, you slam the door, pull in the driveway, you park halfway up the driveway, you slam the door, throw your keys down on the floor, and she's like, what's wrong with you? And what our typical male answer, nothing.
And it's completely obvious.
It's written all over your face.
Wrong.
It's all over your attitude. So she probes. And about the third time she says, what's wrong? Now you're mad. You're mad at her because if you got really mad at that job, they'd have took you out of there in handcuffs. So now she is the recipient of everything you went through out there. And the inability to separate.
Or even come in and say, nah, throw the keys down, slam the door, and she says, what's wrong? And you could have said, these people at my job, they did A, B, C, and D. Now you're just venting.
Yeah.
And every woman is okay with you venting.
Venting, as long as it's not.
It's not at her.
And then I come in here and you got to be asking me how I feel. Then I come in here and you got to be, what are you, the DA? Is this the CIA? Where? No, get out. Get out. You and your attitude and your lack of communication, the therapy is going to help you because you're going to have courage to expose your heart, courage to learn new ways to communicate, courage to find new ways to express, hey, I'm having a bad day. And I almost punched somebody in the face at work today. And but I wanted to see you because you helped me to process this fool. Can I tell you what happened?
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm crazy.
Yeah. And we're getting towards the end of our show.
Oh,
so
man.
let's just let's go over these again. So how do I heal from a bad relationship? First, I need to accept.
Acceptance.
Second, I need to pray.
Honest prayer.
Third.
Deliverance. Therapy.
Okay.
And then courage.
Have courage.
Have courage to risk, to trust again, to love again. You got to muster up the courage to push your heart all in the middle of the table and try again.
Try again. Well, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week, same time, same channel. Thank you again. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. We'll see you next time on
Love the Real Hills.
Goodbye.
We love you. Bye-bye.